Sims 4 isn't inclusive to non-binary or transgendered people due to game text featuring he or she and a lack of choice regarding pronouns. The Sims is about little simulated people who you can control. You control how they look, act, and generally live their lives. In fact, EA tells you to recreate yourself in-game. They recommend playing with life.
It's a very interesting thing to explain.
I would describe it as no boundaries, no barriers.
That's the most fun part for me, because you get to be whatever you want.
When I prayed, God, don't make me transgender, it wasn't just because I didn't want to lose my parents. It was because I didn't like myself for that. The Sims is a place where I was free to do whatever I wanted and be whoever I wanted and explore who I was.
As I got more comfortable with my character in the game, I got more comfortable with myself.
It's almost kind of like the perfect society in a way.
There's more love, you know what I'm saying?
The Sims is really the only place where I had this ultimate freedom. I played to build me.
I play to feel good about myself.
I play to create the world I want.
I play to learn.
To make drama.
Do crazy things.
To be different.
To have confidence.
By myself. It's more than a game. It's life.
Okay, it seems like The Sims is an inclusive, safe place for players to recreate themselves, explore possibilities, roleplay, and like they said, play with life. So, if that's the case, why am I making a video like this? This is because, similarly to the changes they made to the skin tones, The Sims needs to make another change to actually be inclusive to all of their players. This time around, they need to make The Sims more inclusive to our LGBTQ+ friends, particularly for non-binary or transgendered players. Before I really talk about the current issue, let's take a quick peek at the past. In 2000, the original Sims was released where same-sex marriage wasn't allowed.
No boundaries, no barriers.
However, you could still have a same-sex relationship. The Sims had either a feminine or masculine body type and wore feminine or masculine clothing depending on the body type. The choices for clothing and body types remained similar for each installment until Sims 4 in 2014. In 2004, The Sims 2 was released. Just like the first one, same-sex relationships were allowed, and now you could have your queer Sims commit to a lifelong partnership through a joined union. Marriage was reserved for straight Sims only.
No boundaries, no barriers.
Finally, in 2009, with the release of Sims 3, all Sims could love on each other for life through the sacred institution of marriage. Furthermore, in 2016, for an update for The Sims 4, players could create Sims with any type of physique, walk style, and tone of voice, regardless of their gender. So, nowadays in 2021, you can choose your Sim's physical frame, clothing preference, if they can get another Sim pregnant, get pregnant themselves, or not be able to reproduce at all, and whether or not the Sim can pee while standing up. On top of that, you already have the pre-existing choice to filter clothing through masculine or feminine choices, or both. The 2016 update was seen as a huge step to being inclusive, and it was. I'm not trying to tear this down at all. This was a fantastic step forward, however, it wasn't good enough. If you wanted a non-binary Sim, you'd still encounter gendered language throughout the game, depending on what body type you chose for your Sim. If your Sim was transitioning from one gender to another, you can't alter pronouns for that Sim throughout their lifetime. Once again, it depended on what body you chose for them. This is an issue for a game that is celebrated as a safe haven for everyone, including LGBTQ+ community members. It's supposed to allow risk-free experimentation and role-playing with no real-life consequences or any real-life politics plaguing the gameplay. Despite these promises, The Sims 4 doesn't quite live up to them. I love having my Sim self in-game, and I've always loved playing with my own family. As a cisgender white woman, I've always been able to do that. That's not the case for everybody. Up until December of 2020, people couldn't perfectly replicate their own skin tones until EA and Maxis released the new and improved skin swatches and the slider system. This was a long overdue update for the game. The Sims community rejoiced with this improvement, but is still currently deeply disappointed and angry at how long it took for The Sims to finally decide to include more skin tones. In a similar fashion, we need to make EA and Maxis aware that the community wants and needs them to improve the options for pronouns and gendered language. The Simmer really spearheading this campaign is Twitch streamer Momo Misfortune, who is a self-proclaimed witchy goth guardian and who is a transgendered non-binary person. They've been hard at work trying to grab the attention of EA and The Sims by tweeting at them daily with a link to their change petition. As of this recording, they're on day 58. By the way, I'll leave a link in the description box for the petition. Please go check that out. Momo is doing a great thing by bringing this issue to the attention of many other players, some of which might not be affected by this, who might not even realize there was an issue to begin with. I have high hopes for Momo and for their petition. They've got 15,000 signatures out of their goal of 25,000. That is fantastic. Nevertheless, we need more people talking about this and writing to EA and Maxis about this. We need more voices demanding change, so that finally more players can feel included and fully represented in the game. I find it bizarre that in 2016, with the addition of the custom gender options, they decided to not include an option for pronouns. I find it weird that they wanted to be inclusive, but not like, fully inclusive. You'd imagine that they would have gone all out to be as inclusive as possible. Why give us an update that is supposed to be inclusive, but it's lacking in detail, therefore making it not fully inclusive? Life simulation games are supposed to represent life, but once again, the game doesn't allow a group of people to properly represent themselves. This is a spot of frustration and anger for many players, including myself, because that is what the game is advertising itself to be. That you can represent yourself, you can live your Sim-ish life, No boundaries, no barriers. That everyone's included, that it's wacky and wild, and it doesn't matter if you want your bathroom made out of fully wood furniture, or no boundaries, no barriers. Or that if you're gay, or black, or white, or Asian, or any other possibility in the world, the game is saying, hey, you're included. It's so frustrating because the solution is very clear and simple. It's about time to include preferred pronouns to create a sim that includes an option for non-binary sims. This pronoun selection should be something that you can change over time as well without the need for cheats, such as CAS full edit mode on. Another good step would be completely going through all of the chance cards and game text and change it so that they're gender neutral. If you're upset about this too, please go and sign Momo's change petition. Hopefully EA or Maxis sees that people want this change and will implement it sooner rather than later. Sims 4 needs to be able to truly be that inclusive, safe haven for every single player. If you agree with me, don't forget to sign the petition and like this video. Thank you to everyone taking the time to watch this. I appreciate you. I hope you are doing so well and that you are staying hydrated and healthy and safe. This topic is so very important and we need to get more people talking about it. The louder we are increases the possibility that change will come. Video games are all about the escape, so let's make it possible for other simmers.
It's more than a game. It's life.